Have you ever wondered why love, the most cherished of all emotions, often fades into despair and disillusionment? I remember a close friend who seemed to have it all: a loving partner, a beautiful home, and a life that looked perfect from the outside. Yet, one day, she confided in me that she was ready to give it all up. It wasn't that her partner had changed or something drastic had happened, she felt an inexplicable emptiness. This story might resonate with many of us, as love, despite its allure, often comes with challenges that can make even the strongest bonds unravel. In this video, we're diving deep into why people give up on love, exploring the subtle and not so subtle factors that erode relationships over time. Stay with us as we unpack these truths and shed light on what it takes to sustain love in the long run. To make a long story short, the reality of love rarely matches the fairy tale expectations set by movies, books, and media. We grow up believing in the ideal of a perfect partner, an effortless romance, and a happily ever after ending. But the truth is that love is often messy, complicated, and full of unexpected turns. Let's take a moment to consider the story of Sarah and John. They met in college, where their romance blossomed into a picture-perfect relationship. They were inseparable, always smiling, and appeared to have the kind of love everyone dreamed of. However, as they transitioned from the carefree days of college into the responsibilities of adult life, they found themselves struggling. John expected Sarah always to be the cheerful and supportive partner she had been, while Sarah expected John to continue the grand gestures and constant attention he lavished on her during their dating days. These expectations, rooted in their idealized view of each other, soon led to frustration and disappointment. Does this sound familiar? It's a story that many of us can relate to, showing how love, despite its allure, often comes with challenges that can make even the strongest bonds unravel. The gap between their expectations and reality became a chasm. John struggled to balance his demanding job with the need to be emotionally available for Sarah, while Sarah felt increasingly neglected and unappreciated. They began to argue over small things: dishes left in the sink, missed dates, and forgotten anniversaries. Each argument left a scar, slowly eroding the love they once felt. They couldn't understand why things were falling apart. They had started with so much love. Love requires effort, compromise, and understanding. It's not just about the grand gestures but the everyday moments that build or break a relationship. The pressure to meet these unrealistic expectations often leads to disappointment, as partners realize they cannot live up to the fantasy they or their partner envisioned. This can lead to failure and disillusionment, causing many to abandon love altogether. However, recognizing and addressing these obstacles can open the possibility of genuine connection and companionship, giving hope to those struggling in their relationships. Transitioning into another common reason people give up on love is the fear of vulnerability. To make a long story short, being truly open and vulnerable with someone is one of the scariest aspects of a relationship. It means exposing your deepest fears, insecurities, and desires with the risk of being hurt or rejected. Consider the case of Alex and Jamie. Alex had always been guarded due to a difficult childhood where showing emotions was seen as a weakness. When Alex met Jamie, it was love at first sight. However, as their relationship grew, Jamie wanted more emotional intimacy, craving a deeper connection that Alex struggled to provide. Alex's fear of vulnerability kept them at arm's length, unable to share their true feelings or open up about past traumas. This emotional wall created a barrier between them. Jamie felt shut out, unable to understand Alex's distant behavior. They tried to communicate their need for more openness, but Alex couldn't overcome the fear of being judged or hurt. The lack of vulnerability led to a lack of true connection, and eventually, Jamie decided they couldn't continue in a relationship where they felt emotionally unfulfilled. Fear of vulnerability is a powerful force. It can prevent people from fully committing to a relationship out of fear that showing their true selves will lead to rejection. This fear can cause partners to withhold their emotions, leading to misunderstandings and a lack of genuine connection. Over time, this emotional distance can grow, making it difficult for the relationship to survive. The media and popular culture undeniably impact our perceptions of love and relationships. From romantic comedies to reality TV shows, we are bombarded with idealized portrayals of love that often don't reflect reality. These portrayals can set unrealistic expectations, making real-life relationships seem mundane or flawed in comparison. For instance, the happily ever after trope frequently showcased in movies rarely depicts the hard work and compromise required to maintain a relationship. As a result, when faced with the inevitable challenges of real-life love, people may feel disappointed and disillusioned, believing true love should be effortless and perfect. This dissonance between expectation and reality can lead to feelings of inadequacy and frustration, causing some to abandon love altogether. It's important to recognize that these societal expectations can be unrealistic and that real love is often messy and complicated but no less beautiful for it. At the heart of many people's reluctance to pursue love lies a deep-seated fear of rejection and vulnerability. Opening up to another person means exposing one's innermost thoughts, feelings, and insecurities. The prospect of rejection after such exposure can be terrifying, often leading individuals to build walls around themselves as a protective measure. This fear is not unfounded. Rejection can be a painful experience, leaving emotional scars that linger long after the event. The anticipation of this pain can deter people from forming meaningful connections. Additionally, vulnerability requires trust and self-assurance that not everyone possesses, particularly if they've been hurt. The fear of being emotionally naked and the potential for rejection can make the pursuit of love seem more like a risk than a reward. Past traumas and unresolved emotional issues can profoundly influence one's ability to form and maintain healthy relationships. People who have experienced betrayal, abandonment, or abuse may develop defense mechanisms to protect themselves from further harm. These mechanisms can manifest as trust issues, emotional unavailability, or a tendency to sabotage relationships. For example, someone who has been cheated on may struggle to trust future partners, constantly fearing infidelity. Unresolved issues from childhood, such as neglect or a lack of parental affection, can also shape one's attachment style and approach to love. These deep-rooted issues can create patterns of behavior that make it difficult to sustain a loving relationship. Without addressing and healing from these past wounds, individuals may repeat the same destructive patterns, eventually giving up on the idea of love altogether. It's crucial to recognize these patterns and seek healing, as it's only through addressing these issues that we can hope to sustain healthy, loving relationships. Societal expectations play a significant role in shaping our views on love and relationships. There are often unspoken rules and norms about how relationships progress, who we should date, and what constitutes a successful partnership. These pressures can be overwhelming, particularly when they conflict with an individual's desires or circumstances. For instance, societal norms may dictate that one should be married by a certain age or have children, leading to feelings of inadequacy or failure if these milestones are not met. The pressure to conform to these expectations can cause anxiety and stress, making the pursuit of love feel more like an obligation than a personal choice. Additionally, societal stigmas surrounding certain types of relationships, such as interracial, same-sex, or non-monogamous partnerships, can add an extra layer of difficulty for those whose love does not fit the traditional mold. The fear of judgment and rejection from society can make it easier for some to abandon the quest for love altogether. Unrealistic expectations and standards can be a major roadblock to finding and sustaining love. Many people have a mental checklist of traits and qualities they desire in a partner, often influenced by media, upbringing, and personal fantasies. While standards are important, excessively rigid or idealistic criteria can prevent individuals from recognizing and appreciating the real people they encounter. For example, someone may dream of finding a partner who is exceptionally wealthy, highly attractive, and possesses specific skills or hobbies. However, this narrow focus can lead to overlooking individuals who could offer deep love and compatibility while not ticking all the boxes. Pursuing a perfect partner can become a never-ending quest, resulting in dissatisfaction and disappointment. Over time, the inability to find someone who meets these lofty expectations may lead to the conclusion that love is an unattainable fantasy, prompting some to give up the search altogether. Previous relationships can leave emotional baggage that affects one's current and future romantic endeavors. This baggage can include lingering feelings, unresolved conflicts, or negative experiences that shape one's perceptions and behaviors. For instance, someone who has experienced a tumultuous breakup may carry fear and resentment into new relationships, making it difficult to trust or commit fully. This emotional residue can also manifest as comparisons between past and present partners, where the new partner is unfairly judged against an idealized memory of a previous relationship. Moreover, people might unconsciously repeat patterns from past relationships, even if they were harmful or dysfunctional. This cycle of repetition can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the individual believes that all relationships are destined to fail. The accumulation of emotional baggage can be exhausting and disheartening, leading some to decide that the effort required to navigate love is not worth it. In conclusion, the reasons people give up on love are as complex and varied as love itself. Numerous factors can make pursuing love daunting or even impossible, from societal pressures and unrealistic expectations to fear of rejection and the scars of past experiences. However, it's important to remember that love, in all its forms, is a fundamental human experience that offers profound joy, growth, and connection. While finding and maintaining love can be challenging, it can also be incredibly rewarding. By recognizing and addressing the obstacles that stand in the way, we can open ourselves up to the possibility of genuine connection and companionship. If you struggle with love, know that you're not alone and that it's never too late to seek help, heal, and try again. Love is a journey worth embarking on, with all its ups and downs, because at the end of the day, the love we give and receive enriches our lives in immeasurable ways. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, take care and keep your heart open to the possibilities of love.